Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Recently, a number of storms have torn through the Midwest, affecting a couple of cities in Missouri. And after also being affected by flooding, disaster upon disaster, just wreaking havoc here in the Midwest. And the church has an opportunity to show mercy to our neighbors. And recently, tornadoes struck two cities here in Missouri, Golden City and Jefferson City. Joining us now, Kent Kunkel. He's Disaster Response Coordinator for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod Missouri District. Kent, thanks so much for being our guest.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Kent, share with us the impact of the recent storms in Missouri as you've been made aware of them.
Yeah, so got a call last week after the tornadoes had went through Jeff City, Eldon area, and then also down in Golden City and Carl Junction area. I don't know for sure about the Carl Junction area and Golden City. I know the Golden City tornado hit more in the rural area. Carl Junction did receive some damage, and we do have crews checking on that right now. I was able to go down last Thursday to Jefferson City and meet with leaders with Trinity Lutheran Church there, and we were able to go out and assess some the damage in some houses, and were able to get some jobs lined up for some volunteers, which came in Saturday. I would say the main thing right now that's needed there's a heavy damage to trees and rooftops. So chainsaw operators, certified chainsaw operators are definitely needed down there to help with cutting up with the limbs, and then volunteers to help pull those limbs out to the street where the city can pick them up.
Sadly, there were, I believe, 3 fatalities associated with the tornadoes in the Golden City area, and injuries as well associated with the tornadoes both in Golden City and Jefferson City, if I recall correctly. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I've heard. Yep.
The damage in Jefferson City, Missouri, was quite significant. Describe for us the impact that the storms had there in Jefferson City.
Yeah, so the way it looks like, it started down around the Eldon area and did quite a bit of damage down there, and then it came up Highway 54, and once it got into Jeff City, it stayed close to the highway and went all the way up to the Capitol by the Missouri River. A lot of the backyards of people, I don't know if you've been to Jeff City or not, but there's hills everywhere. The houses are built on hills. So the challenge here is we cannot get heavy equipment in the backyards, like skid steers or anything like that, to get those big old trees out of there. We have to cut them up and then, carry them out to the curb. So that's the challenge we have right now.
So tell me about the immediate needs of families and organizations and businesses in Jefferson City.
Yeah, always prayer. We always need prayer for them, and also for the volunteers and the workers to keep us safe. But then also things, cash is always good. A really good thing to help out with is gift cards to your Lowe's or Home Depot or Menards, or even gas cards. That's much needed. Those are easy because when we're out there, we can give them to homeowners, and they know exactly what they need, and they can go get that. So those are very useful. Other things we need, we'll be collecting at Trinity in Jeff City, is bottled water, Gatorade, and like sunglasses, work gloves, things like that.
And are there efforts also taking place in in Eldon or in Golden City, in that area as well? Will the congregation be working to help with those recovery efforts in their communities as well?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. We sent a coordinator down there to do some assessing, and he said they were the community was so active, it really looked like they were taking care of themselves type thing. Right now, Eldon seems to be good. We have not heard of any requests for jobs that they need help with, but we are keeping an eye on it. Typically, in a response like this, people do have to wait for insurance companies to get in there and to see exactly what their needs are. So our response is not necessarily immediate, but we are early, and we'll sit back and watch. And a lot of times, 2 or 3 weeks later, then we'll start receiving those calls, and then we can respond to help these people.
We've talked a little bit about the immediate needs, and that is lots of trees down, and so manual labor getting those trees removed and taken care of. What about long-term needs after a disaster like this? Well,
spiritual care. We've got some pretty strong churches, active churches down there that are ready to get to work and go visit people, as needed. They're excited about helping. As far as long term, we just don't know yet. They're just now opening up some neighborhoods south of the Capitol in Jeff City. I was able to get in there Sunday evening and just drive around late. But we just don't know yet. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's still power lines down and being fixed. So we'll find out more as we go here.
So how can we meet those the immediate needs that we were talking about earlier, the trees and other things that are needed, supplies that are needed immediately?
Yeah. So this Saturday, and it's ongoing too as well, but we'll be collecting all week long at Trinity Lutheran Church in Jeff City. And the contact there is Caleb Fisher. And his number to be reached is 573-544-0938. Or you can email him at cfisher@trinityjc.org. Or you can go by the church there and drop off items to help out.
And what are the items needed again?
I think right now the main thing would be water and Gatorade to refuel our volunteers when they come in. That would be the big thing right now. Work gloves are always handy, safety glasses, sunscreen, bug spray, those type items.
And who would be most helpful on teams like this? I know that you're a part of LERT, Lutheran Early Response Team. Tell us a little bit more about LERT and how that helps us prepare for a response in a disaster like this.
Yeah, so LERT is Lutheran Early Response Teams, and basically it's about a 6-hour training class, where you become certified to be able to go into a disaster area. We don't have to get training, that day on the job. A lot of organizations you have to sit through a 30-minute training before you're able to go out. Our LERT trained people are able to go immediately into the disaster area and help people immediately. It's a great network of people who are ready to go within hours. They're ready to respond and willing to do that. You do not have to be LERT certified to go to help out this weekend. We will kind of brief you on what needs to be done, and we'll have coordinators out there helping with jobs and guide people. But definitely need volunteers to help pull this brush and these all this wood out to the curbs. That's a big job.
Is this where we need a team of chainsaws in order to move some of these trees?
Yeah, again, we'd like everyone to be chainsaw certified. That is a 2-day course, about a 3-hour in the evening, and then 2-3 hours the next day hands-on training. You do need to be certified or if you're going to come down this weekend or the following weekends, if you're going to be running a chainsaw.
And so the opportunities to serve this weekend again are at Trinity in Jefferson City. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the contact there again?
Caleb Fisher, and his number is 573-544-0938.
Very good. And supplies can also be delivered to Trinity as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, you bet. It'd be great.
Thank you so much for the information. Anything else we need to know or anything else we can do to help out? Certainly prayers.
Also continue to pray for the farmers in northwest Missouri along the Missouri River. It's not being talked about much. There's still a lot of farms underwater, and I was up along the Iowa-Missouri border, driving up 29 after they opened it, and all the way to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Almost all the way there, there's still water standing as far as you can see on both sides of the road. So that's not being talked about a lot, but there's going to be a big recovery there, helping these farmers out. And it's just really sad to see these farms underwater. They're not going to be able to get their seed in the ground. There's grain bins just with seed blown out. It's just sitting there rotting, and there's nothing they can do.
So this year,
keep them in your prayers as well.
This will be a difficult year for those farmers as well, and certainly affecting their livelihood.
There's a lot going on.
Kent, thank you so much for the update for us, and we'll share the information in the program notes as well about the efforts going on this weekend at Trinity Lutheran Church in Jefferson City. Kent Kunkel, the Disaster Response Coordinator for the LCMS Missouri District. Thanks so much, Kent.
Thank you. God bless.
You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born May 29, 1917 in Brookline, Massachusetts. His life ended with an assassin's bullet in Dallas, Texas on November 22, 1963. At age 43, he was the youngest man to be elected President of the United States.
At the end of a presidential stump speech on September 8, 1960 in California, then Senator John F. Kennedy called the nation to treat others with compassion. He said, "I am here to ask such an effort of you and to remind you of the biblical injunction," which he then quoted from Deuteronomy 15:7 and 8.
Thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thy hand from thy needy brother, but thou shalt surely open thy hand unto him.
Brought to you by Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C.
You're a miracle. You know that, right? A living, breathing, one-of-a-kind miracle. You were created to stand apart, to share your gifts in the service of others, to make an uncommon impact in a common world. And at Concordia University, it's our mission to help you do that, to live uncommon. To learn more about Concordia, go to cuw.edu.
The next Law and Gospel is to be a Bible study, particularly for congregations who are meeting at 9:30 to listen to me and then talk about it. We have a little dilemma in the sense that, are we going to do the seventh Sunday of Easter or Ascension?
Listen to Law and Gospel weekday mornings beginning at 9:30 on KFUO.